Hi, bestie. If you're into paycheck budgeting, cash stuffing, this video is for you. So let's go ahead and get started to close out my previous budget, and let's go ahead and start my new paycheck budget. Hi, bestie. Welcome to my page. My name is Miss Frugal, also known as Karen. We're going to go ahead and close out my previous budget, and then once we get through all those things, we're going to go ahead and do my new budget. So, but first, guys, what I need to do is I need to add the placeholders to my sinking funds binder. I have this note here, so let me go. I made some placeholders, and I'm going to add those to the sinking funds. And we're going to go ahead and get into some things. So how are you doing today? Hopefully all is well with you and yours. So here are the placeholders here, and I need to add $284 of the placeholders to my miscellaneous sinking funds. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. So glad that you're here with me today. And if you've been here before, welcome back. So glad that you're here. Okay, so this is my sinking funds binder, and here are two of my favorite cards. I surround myself with individuals who are aware of, support my journey and my towards financial freedom, and I like nothing. These are two of my very favorite planner cards. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. That's from the book of Psalms. And they were in here. So I said, you know what? I haven't shared those in a while, in a few months. And those are two planner cards that I added to my sinking funds in the beginning of the year. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. But before we go to close out my paycheck budget from last week, I need to go ahead and add the $284 in placeholders to my miscellaneous sinking funds. So just in case if this is your first time here, I overspent during my last paycheck budget, and I had used some sinking funds, some miscellaneous sinking funds to cover what I purchased. But when I did that, guys, I didn't have lower amounts placement cards, so I had to make some so I can add it to my sinking funds. So let me pull those out. I didn't know which ones that I had printed off, and luckily I did print off enough that I can apply to the miscellaneous. How are you doing today? Hopefully all is well with you and yours. I'm glad that you are here with me today. I really don't have much to do to close out this particular paycheck budget, but prior to me, closing out, and I didn't record it, I did end up adding some stickers to this paycheck budget. I know the past couple of ones I did record doing that, but let me go ahead and speed this part up. Alright, so now let's go ahead and count this up. 100, 200, 50, 270, 280, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so I'm going to add that to my sinking funds. I'm going to go ahead and take these notes off because I already had $200 in the placeholder, and I had to remove the $500 out. And I'm definitely going to have to replenish my miscellaneous. So my miscellaneous is just like a buffer account just for anything that comes up that I might need. And so far for my miscellaneous, mostly it's been for like if my daughter needed something, like if she needs money for something, and that's typically where I will go into my miscellaneous sinking funds. Okay, so now that I got that done, we can go ahead and close out this paycheck budget so you can see what I did, how I did with the income that I had of just $57. And see, let's just see what I did, guys, and see if I have any remaining balances. Okay? And so I did end up printing off my spreadsheet as well that I utilize to track. I have so many daggone trackers. I have so many trackers, but I did go ahead and print my spreadsheet as a reference point as we close out this particular paycheck budget, guys. And let me get that real quick. Alright, here we go. And this is just showing last week and what I'll be doing this upcoming week. Alright, so for my income was $57.11. And that's right here what I have in the planner. And then my bills was the QuickBooks, which was $29.56. And then for my cash wire, I did $15. And then for my savings, it was $9. Okay, and so we're gonna go ahead and add these amounts up so I can deduct it from my income. But hold on. Let me get, I want to add a savings sticker to it. So let me get the savings piggy bank so I can add this here. So the amount that I actually save for this particular paycheck, that it stands out. Alright, so I'm going to add that piggy bank. Let's add that right here. And let me go ahead and jot down that I saved $9. Okay? So now let's go ahead and deduct. So now what I typically do is, once I've updated everything, I will add up all my bills, expenses, my cash wallet, and whatever I save together, and then I'll deduct that from my income. So all of those amounts together, hold up, keep messing up. Together, it equals up to $53.56. And I'm going to deduct that from the income, which is $57.11. And I'm going to jot the amounts down at the bottom. At least this time I am within the budget. And my remaining balance that I can carry forward is $3.55. Okay. And that's basically all I got to do with this particular paycheck budget. And then, I have to get back to my mood trackers from last week and this week. Yeah, this is my mood tracker that I keep right here. And I definitely have to cash stuff that. And then here's my mood tracker from the prior week. Because I tracked it, but I never did the cash stuffing. But let's go ahead and see how much I would save based on the mood tracker savings challenge. And let me get that binder here. And let's get this mood tracker so I can know how much I need to cash stuff when I get to that part of it. Okay, let's look at my emoji stickers that I have here. Okay, so I'm looking at the amounts on the mood tracker, which I got from Dreamy Budgets. As you can see, it's kind of like half, where I was happy, I was sad. When I was sad, when I had posted the short of my dad in rehab, getting his strength together after he had both of his legs amputated, just watching that, it just had me in a mood. It's just crazy because on his birthday, I was good. But when I posted that video and I had shared that short of my father as motivation for me, because it just showed, even though he was going through what he was dealing with health wise when he got both his legs amputated, it happened so quick, guys. he was just going and going because his goal was he was planning on getting prosthetics. He had already looked at, priced them, and everything. And that's just reminding me, in spite of that, Karen, you need to keep going. If your dad could do it, I can do it as well. So that had me in a funk. So this past week was a pretty good week. It's half half. It's basically the same. It's just that I didn't cry during this week here. So I think it was a good week. And based on my mood, I was happy and tired. But I was mostly happy, as you can see. So I would have to cash the $15 for this week. And so I need to catch up from the prior week with the $13. So I would need to cash stuff $28 when I get to that. Alright, so since I was looking at that and I failed to mention my mood tracker previously, I wanted to go ahead and update you guys on that. So let's see how much I saved so far this month. So I got $9 from last week, and I do need to eventually do the $15, but hold up. I want to make a notation that in another color ink that I need to cash stuff the amounts from my mood tracker. I use a different color just in case if you're new here. I use different color ink just so it can stand out what I need to do and that I didn't do it that particular week. So I just want to make a notation for that, and then also with the prior week because I didn't cash stuff it because I had overspent the last week. And if you're wondering how I survived off that $57 for that particular paycheck budget, guys, I don't have rent or mortgage. Just in case if you're new here, like I don't pay the phone bill. When my daughter started her career, she was like, "Ma, I don't want you to be responsible for that." So she does some of those typical expenses. So let's go ahead and add my savings up for the month, what I've done so far. Okay, so I've saved $189 so far for this month. And this month has been extremely tight. And so in my blackout budget planner, I do have this savings chart right here where I track what I've saved. Alright, let's see how much I've added on this tracker so far. Okay, so it's $185. So I'm short by $4 on this. Since I saved $189, I typically update the savings jar offline. So this will be my first time ever doing this. And this is my first time actually tracking with the savings jar. I said, well, since it's in the sticker book and I done bought those sticker books, I might as well use what I have. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and use my stuff. So let's go ahead and add 4 more coins to this so I can make sure that it reconciles. Okay. So have you ever used one of the savings jars from one of the sticker books in your budget planner before? And if you have, leave it in the comments. Alright, so let me write these amounts on here. Alright, so let's go ahead and make sure, right? Hold up. 205. Hold up, guys. You know what? I messed up because each coin is worth $5. So I did all that for no reason. Now I gotta remove all those 4 coins. And I wasted those stickers, but luckily I do have enough coin stickers. And plus this month is almost over with. And I did all that for nothing. Okay, so I'm gonna be short because I'm trying to get this off. I'm glad the sticker didn't rip. Alright, let's double check. 5 because it's $5 each. And I done knocked the daggone 4 off. That's one thing about these things, but at least it goes right back on. Alright, let's try this again. That's 190. But anyway, I removed the stickers from on here because I need to wait till I save. Well, I probably won't save anymore. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, that's typically what I do offline with my savings jar tracker. So now let's go ahead and get started with the new week. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the new week. Okay. So for this one, guys, I received an Etsy order, and I want to thank you so much for supporting my shop. Let me get that total from the Etsy, and that is $3.87 that I earned. That's my paycheck for this particular week. And let me go ahead, and my daughter, she owed me money for her Cowboy Cotter ticket, and she gave me $210. So I will be cash stuffing that. So that right there would definitely go toward like some saving challenges that I'll work on for the week. Alright, and so my carry forward amount from last week is $3.55. Alright, so just in case if you're new here, I purchased 3 Cowboy card tickets back in February, and my cousin, my daughter's been reimbursing me for what I paid for. Alright, so to get all together, this is $217.42. I'm absolutely excited that I got an Etsy order. I'm glad about that. But then let's go ahead. I don't have any bills to apply, but I will be cash stuffing my cash wallet for groceries for this week, thankfully, because of my daughter. Yeah. Because the concert is coming up, and I guess because it's coming up close to now, I'm getting money from them. I know my cousin still owe me some money. My daughter still owe me some more money, but I'm happy that I have it, because if I didn't get the money from my daughter, well, with the Etsy and the carry forward, I definitely could have. They're like a dollar challenge or something like that. Alright, let's see how much I have left over from last week. Okay, because last week I did end up adding money to groceries. And it's just me, just in case if you are new here. My daughter's grown. I have hold on, let me straighten this up. Yeah, I have one daughter. She's grown. She's out. She has her own place. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have $6 left in groceries. I haven't spent any money on gas, so I do still have the $3 left for gas. I typically don't pay over $5 to fill my tank up, because I use the local grocery store fuel reward points program. So check out that playlist. And here's the money that my daughter gave me. Let's count it up. Okay, first let me get it all in the same direction, because it's all over the place. Alright, so let's go ahead and add this up. Alright, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, and 50. I'm sorry, that's $210. Alright, so that will go towards savings challenge, but the $50 I'm going to place in my grocery category for my cash wallet. So let me go ahead and jot that down in my planner. Okay. And then the rest will go towards, hold up. The rest will go towards savings challenges. Okay. Alright, so let me get my cash tray so I can place this money in that so we can go ahead and get set up for the week. Okay? Let's put that there. So I've been testing out the new planner that I created that will be available this week. And that's this here. And I had jotted down like the savings challenges that I'm working on right here in the cash breakdown. And I was like, okay, but you know what, guys? I forgot something. Okay, so good thing I did open this up because I need to add these purchases that I made that will go towards this budget here. Sorry about that, guys. Good thing I opened that up because I purchased some saving challenges from Dreamy Budgets, and she has an Etsy shop, and she does have a YouTube page. So I got some saving challenges from her for $12.68. And then I placed an order with Lux Designs for a pen holder. And that was $35.58. I'm glad I opened that planner up, guys. Alright, so let's go ahead and add both of those up together. Let me get my calculator. Alright, so both of those together is what, $48.28. So I need to take money from what my daughter gave me and I'm going to deposit to cover that amount. Alright, let's see how much I will have available to. Let's go ahead and do these totals here. So that's $119.16. Okay. Let me get my handy dandy sticky notes so I can jot this down, guys. Let me write this down because I have to have some type of notes so I can have something as a reference point. Alright. So I need to deposit that amount. And I'm going to take the money from what my daughter gave me and deposit to cover those particular expenses. But hold up. So yeah, I won't. Yeah, let me throw this one away. Let me write this over. Let me do my totals again. Alright. I was just double checking, guys, to make sure I didn't mess anything up with my totals. Alright, so I'm trying to see the amount I deposit. Alright, that's what I'm going to deposit. I'm sorry, guys. I'm thinking this through as I jot this down. Okay. Alright, so I think that's good. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so this $49, I do need to take it out from the money that I have so I can deposit it into my account to cover those purchases that I made. And so I'm gonna have to go in my sinking funds binder to condense this down to have the right amount that I need to place in my cash wallet to deposit. Alright, so I'm gonna write down here what I want to deposit. So let me get my sinking funds binder so I can take care of the $49. Hopefully I have the low amounts to do, because for the past month or so, I've been just going to the ATM, getting amounts out, and I've been condensing my sinking funds. So let's see if I do have the low amounts available. This is all order. Alright, let's put this here. Let's see if I have. So I can't use anything in this one, because they basically large and I have mostly $2 bills in that one. Let's check another category to see. Let's see my home category. Let's see if I have anything low enough to condense in this one. Nope, it's the same situation. Yes, eventually I'm going to have to start actually going to the bank to do my cash breakdowns like I used to do. Because basically I've condensed my sinking funds binder. Let's check another one. Let's see. Let's hope that I can do it. Let's check my investment sinking funds. Hopefully this one has it. Yep, I have some 10s and some 5s in this one. Yep, so I can take the 2 10s and place the $20 in here. And let's see how many 5s do I have? I have 2 5s. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8. Don't I do all 2s? 10. And I'll place, let's make sure it's right, 5, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And let's go ahead and place the $20 in the sinking funds. Okay. So that is great. But yeah, I'm going to have to start by going to the teller to get my cash breakdowns going forward eventually, because I'm not going to be able to condense my sinking funds binders. And I am A-okay with that, guys. Okay? Because, I've been saying for a long time I need to condense my sinking funds binder. Alright, so let's go ahead and take the $49 out. And I'm going to place this in my cash wallet so I can go ahead and deposit it to cover those expenses. So, daughter, thank you for paying me back. Thank you so much. Not sure if you watch my videos, but thank you so much. Alright. And she just told me today that one of her besties got a ticket to go to the concert as well. Okay? And she is my granddaughter's godmother. So that should be quite interesting when we go to the Cowboy Carter concert. Alright, guys. That's it with the cash wallet. Thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure you turn on your notification bell, subscribe to my channel so you know when I upload another video. Toodles!